I heard we missed quite a party on Friday night.
Oh, yes. I am so sorry I didn't go.
Yeah.
Is he here? Michael?
No, forget Michael. That wasn't the party. Scott the engineer was unbelievably embarrassing. Jackie, Gary, and John, Stuttering John, went to Mike Gange. Mike Gange's an intern of ours, and his dad owns this construction company, and he's really super wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Gange could work for free for us for like the last 3 years.
And continue to even after graduating.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Says he'll be with us until he finds a job.
Which will be never. Because he wants to be on the radio and he has no voice. He literally talks like this. Fred, do an impression of Gange. I want you at my party. I want you at my party, I believe he said. I want you at my party. Yeah, and he wants to be a disc jockey. And is convinced he will be a disc jockey. But really, he has something to fall back on. His father has a great construction company that makes tons of money.
That Gange can run into the ground.
Right, when his father dies. But Gange will be one of those kids. I should have been in show business. I never made it. I went into my father's business, but as soon as my father dies, at least I can update the company and bring it into the 21st century.
I'll take it in a whole new direction.
Right. And then they'll be bankrupt in a year.
Yeah.
All these guys with their newfangled ideas because their dads were so stupid. You know. My dad never understood. He never understood expansion.
You know, he had one of those small minds. He didn't know where to go. He didn't know about big business.
If he made a buck, he put it right in the bank. He didn't know how to reinvest the money. Great. But and I like when that happens. I always enjoy watching that happen. But anyway, so they had a party for him. He graduated. Get this. He graduated at Delphi College.
No. C.W. Post.
Oh, excuse me. C.W. Post.
Yeah. At Delphi would have been a step up.
Right. That's one step below. And his family was so proud because he's the first Gange to ever graduate college, and they threw this big party. Gary, come in here. John?
You were supposed to. He had a final that we read, final paper that we read on the air, and you were supposed to reveal the grade and the teacher's comment.
It's too embarrassing.
Oh, dear.
You'll get chills. It'll make you down on the whole college system.
Well, then let me read it off.
All right. But,
you know, there was one major revelation to me. I don't know about to these guys. I don't know if you ever see two people that look alike, but one's good looking and the other isn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Gange looks like his father.
Right.
But his father is in shape.
Yeah.
And handsome, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure his whole life he's been told that he looks like his father.
Right.
So that's why he thinks he's such a stud, because his father's a good-looking together guy, and Mike's like a plump, roly-poly version.
Right. A big mess.
He's one of 4 brothers, and he's the only heavyset one in the family.
Really?
He's got this one brother who's like...
He's the only one with an eating disorder.
He's got this one brother who's like 14 years old. I mean, granted, he's young, but he's like thin, really good-looking kid.
Yeah. Well, so Gange's the first Gange to graduate college, so they decided to throw him this big party, and they got all this money. What would you say they dropped? About $20,000?
I'd say $10,000 to $15,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They had a cocktail hour.
Like a wedding.
Like a wedding.
It was a wedding. In fact, the whole thing ran like a wedding because no one knew how to run it because, what do you do? Like, when the bride dances their first dance,
right?
And the best man gives a toast,
right?
And then everyone cuts the cake. Well, it sort of went the same way. There was a guy came out and gave a toast, and when Gange cut the cake, which I might add, his name was misspelled on.
Really?
Mikhail.
Did he make the cake?
No.
Yeah, a guy from C.W. Post made it.
How do you spell Michael wrong?
I don't know. Well, isn't Michael Michael?
Yeah, they spelled it.
No, that's
right?
That's how they spelled it. Right?
Michael?
No, ALE.
They spelled it ALE.
Yeah, Michale.
Oh, right.
But it was really funny because it was in this nice blue writing, and John and I noticed it, and we started cracking jokes, and the cake disappeared, and it came back out, and it had been scraped off and in a different color rewritten.
No.
Oh, really? Oh, great.
One of the biggest douche shows of the night was when his best friend comes up and gives him a speech.
Really? And what was the speech? I mean, this is the guy who graduated.
And he's proud of him.
He graduated C.W. Post.
What does his friend do?
His friend just graduated like a his friend's going to be like an repair
airline mechanic.
No, he's going to be an airline mechanic. He went to like an aeronautics school in Florida.
Me and Gary look like slobs. I mean, we came in with like nice shirts and jackets and jeans. people were wearing like Gange had on like it must have been like a $500 suit on.
Really?
They all had suits, and
it was a wedding. I mean,
the party should have been for Gange's father, who is so successful.
Well, he seemed to be having the best time.
Really?
So
I heard they presented Gange, and now here's Michael.
Now,
power to the Chariots of Fire music.
Chariots of Fire.
And Gange comes out with his arms up.
How, man? I said to Gary, was Gange the least bit embarrassed? And what was your answer?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
He reveled in it.
Yeah, he reveled in it. He says not the least bit embarrassed.
In fact, they had a guy doing video like a wedding, and he followed. He did a documentary on Mike.
Right.
And, it wasn't like Mike was like, hey, now I want to dance with my girlfriend.
Right.
It was like,
Now,
hey.
when he was introduced, was he brought out with his girlfriend?
Yeah, but she was bright enough to know. They came through the doorway, and she cut right off to the right.
But why should he come through She didn't graduate college.
Well, that's what she felt.
She just had to escort him.
She escorted him in, and she buzzed out.
I mean, he needs to be seen with a girl.
That was the funny. She was so proud of him the whole night. She was looking on and watching.
Really?
Michael, the honoree.
Wow.
You think Jen's, she's kind of hip. You think she would be a little like embarrassed with him, but she was like,
she's in love.
In awe of him.
She was in awe of him, really?
Right, guys?
Well, she did mention to me that she goes
what was she wearing?
She looked great.
Yeah. What did she wear?
She was wearing like a black dress, and she had her hair up, and she looked very nice.
Really?
Yeah. But she said
but it's like her wedding almost.
Her wedding won't top this party.
Yeah.
She doesn't marry Mike.
Well, I got a feeling they have these parties because all the sons probably think they're too good to get married. So this is like almost happening a wedding.
Yeah, this is the only party Mom gets to throw.
There were hairdos there that I didn't remember.
Really? What do you mean, like old Italian hairdos?
Yeah, like early 50s.
Really?
Like
when people went to the prom.
Going under the door.
Right.
And their hair blown up way high.
They're puffed out.
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy hair.
But
my mom used to have that. My mom used to go to the beauty parlor when I was a kid every week.
Yeah.
She'd come back with different color hair, like orange hair. Like she started out, they were supposed to make her blonde.
Oh, no.
Because all of her friends used to go to get their hair colored.
Yeah.
We were talking about this last night, as a matter of fact, because my mother came over for Mother's Day. So we were talking about how she used to go to the beauty parlor every day, or 2 times a week, and she'd come up with this puffed up hair. It looked like cotton candy, blown all the way up to the top. And it would be orange almost. So I turned to her as a kid. I go, "What the hell are you doing to yourself? Like what are you doing at that beauty parlor? They're dyeing your hair these strange colors, and your hair looks like cotton candy." And she stopped going. That was the end of it. She just stopped. She said she used to get real angry.
Sleep on that?
Yeah, well, she got real angry with me and said, "Don't you ask me what I'm doing at the beauty parlor? That's rude." And then she laid down one night. She said, my voice was going through her head, and she says, "What the hell am I doing there?"
I look like a Martian.
Yeah, I look like I'm coming in from Mars. I mean, my father must have felt like he was banging a stranger every time she walked in the door. Hey, who are you this week? You tell everybody how weird it was with Scott the engineer.
Well, Scott's got every DJ has an act.
Yeah.
You hire your own personality because all the records are the same. So Scott does a lot of conga lines, and he hands out sunglasses. But the thing that we seem to enjoy the most, I think, was Scott's got a wireless microphone.
Yeah.
So he goes around, and you know how you've been to weddings. Come on, let's get everybody up and get dancing. He played he had handed out sunglasses to everybody, and he played the Club Med theme. Right?
Hands up, baby, hands up.
So he gets everybody. Scott got everybody in a line on the floor.
Yeah.
And Scott apparently, who I know has never been to Club Med, but knows the hand signals and the hand gestures. And that was cool. He led them, but the best part was he started singing.
You got tape for that?
No.
Oh man!
What, are you kidding me?
Scott singing "Hands Up"?
It's great.
No, normally I don't do those
young crowds.
I heard Club Med outlawed you, Scott. You're not allowed to sing that.
They have banned you.
I heard it's against the law.
They have a picture of his face with one of those lines through it.
Yeah, right. No Club Med songs.
And now they're going to have to they're going to hear reports. They'll be tracking you down.
That always frightens me. I've been to weddings where people know all the words to the Club Med song. I didn't know what that was until about 2 years ago. People were up singing "Hands." I go, where's that song from? I never heard that on the radio.
I used to hear it at parties, and I didn't know what the heck was
But everybody
going on.
seemed to know it and know all the words to it.
I want to know how Scott learned. I mean, I went to Club Med, and I didn't get past the first hand gesture.
Right.
Scott knew Scott knows the hand gesture. He must have gone to a class.
No, I didn't. You just do it. The first few times I did it, I just played it because people requested it. I didn't know how to do it.
Right.
And then you just learn it.
I got to see this.
I don't like doing it.
Do it.
I really don't like
Do me a favor. Just show me sing me through it, and show me the hand gesture.
We'll get a video of it. You had to see how fun it was because how many 30 or 40 people out there doing this hands up, and Scott's so into this whole thing that he saw how hard we were laughing at him. So in the middle of it, I guess there's like a verse, and then that must come around again, because Scott comes over and talks to us. He says, I don't really like doing it. As he's talking to us, when he comes to that part in the song, he's going, hands up, he's throwing his hands up. He's talking to us.
Let me see that. Let me see that. Hands up.
He's got the sunglasses on and everything.
Let me just see. I got to see the hand gestures. I want to learn them. Hands up.
Baby, hands up.
Give me all your love, and you put your hands to your heart.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like roll your hands over each other.
I want to see you do it.
I said we book him.
All the
Make
words.
him do
You
it
sing
before
it.
the fight.
We'll get the video from Gange.
I got to get that video.
There you go. But he knows all the words. He sings.
I don't know all the words.
Well, so the worst fear of the night was, from what Gary tells me, the worst fear of the night is that, like, you're known from the radio show and the TV show, so Gary, Jackie, and Stuttering John are all sitting at a table trying to unwind, and have a few cocktails. So they're having a few drinks and everything, and no one was really bugging them. They were having a kind of a good time. They were just being themselves. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Scott gets the microphone and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, we have some celebrities here tonight.
I had to do it.
You're just such a dick.
Oh, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some... And Scott evidently has 3 banners that he hangs up. Rocket Entertainment. What are they?
I'll tell you one thing. Gary and Gary's wife were, fearing this would happen at their wedding.
No.
Scott has this huge... yes, we were all feared. Don't lie. Scott has this huge banner the size of a billboard behind him. Rocket Entertainment featuring Scott the engineer.
Got the fax number on it.
Yeah. Then he's got a white sign right in front of him that says Rocket Entertainment. Then he's got one of those electric signs, like on a Goodyear blimp that goes around, saying bag 5040, bag 5040, up and down. Scott in color, all different colors. 3 freaking signs. It was like it was advertising at a.
Okay, John.
Is that right?
I swear to God, no.
What is that all about,
man.
Scott?
Don't be afraid.
It's business. I mean, that's business.
It's not something you'd hang up at a party. It looks like a street sign.
Right.
It's all square letters. It's not like flowing and colorful. It's just like...
Just bare advertising.
Scott, can't you just hand out cards or something?
It's such a hold at the beginning of a parade.
With Rocket Entertainment. Oh, they don't anymore? They used to.
Can't keep up the dynamic.
So all of a sudden, Scott throws the microphone onto Gary, John, and Jackie and says, come on up and let's hear a few words from friends Gary, John, and Jackie.
No, he handed the microphone around, so I think I said something pretty stupid, and then John said something pretty ridiculous, and then he said, hey, let's see if we can get Jackie. This is a comedian's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Because Jackie always complains to me about, I had a party once at my house.
Yeah.
And my friends were going up to him like, hey, say something funny.
Yeah.
And it drives him nuts. And I sort of understand. So
your friends talk like Jackie.
Yeah. Hey, say something funny. But Scott asked him to get up. Maybe if we all applauded that, Jackie might get up and do a few minutes.
So everyone started applauding?
Jackie flipped.
No, I was teasing him. If
Jackie, were you freaking?
He's teasing me, but nobody thinks he's teasing.
Right.
There's all people, and they think, oh, no wonder Gange's friends from the radio show came because they knew they'd get introduced.
Right.
So we look like that's why we're there, to get introduced.
Yeah.
And
it's important to your careers to be introduced at Mike Gange's party.
It was very
among all those powerful people.
Well, Gange is going to be a leader, a world leader.
Right, a world leader. The way they were carrying on, you would think so, wouldn't you?
And, of course, the girl sitting next to me at the table after the lights... of course, when Scott walked over, the prison lights went on.
Yeah, right.
They had not only the light on the video camera, but the guy had put huge floodlights at the top of each of the stanchions in the room. So when the video light went on, I'm telling you, it was a friggin' prison break.
Yeah.
And the lights go on, and like everybody at the table, you're like blinded.
So did you get up and say something?
No, just, basically...
I heard people upset with what you said.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said it was a wedding.
And everyone kind of got...
And everyone got all upset and bummed out.
And, that wasn't bad enough. So when Gange cut the cake, Scott played the bride cut the cake, which really took the cake.
Wait a minute.
But let me finish. So when the lights finally went off and Scott walked away, the girl sitting next to me at the table goes, boy, I guess you guys are always on stage. The
like you would wait.
Like that was what we were waiting for.
Yeah, you wanted to be introduced.
I do have to say, though, one of the funniest things of the evening, and I haven't seen the tape yet, but we were all sitting at the table, and Jackie starts nudging John, and John had a bunch of beers in him. So Gange is now slow dancing with his girlfriend. This is like finally getting some time to himself. and we sent Stutter and John over to interview him on video.
I didn't even know that.
And I saw John was there for a while, then she came back and she was pretty embarrassed because, you know,
I got to see the tape of Scott doing hands up.
Bunch of sexual questions.
I got to see it.
You got to see the little tiny bow tie that looks like it's going to go flying off because his shirt is so tight. Him in his tuxedo, it's just stirring.
Yeah, I got to see that. I hear you do all the schmaltzy stuff. Hands up, baby, hands up.
Do you do the New York
I don't
with
do that
the
stuff,
canes and all that?
willingly.
Do you do New York with canes? I've never seen that one.
Haven't you been to weddings where they hand out top hats and canes?
No.
Wait,
There are
bulb just went over Scott's head.
Now he's got something to do at Gary's wedding.
Yeah.
There was a conga line, though.
Yeah. Oh, did you make a conga line?
I don't. I play like hot. I don't. You know.
What are you stuttering, Scott?
It's contagious.
I just let it happen. Hot.
I just let it happen.
That was another one of his highlights.
What?
Pointing at everybody going, hot.
You
don't remember that?
Oh, no.
Every time he got the hot, he's pointing, hot.
Yeah, who was in the middle of the conga line? You.
That was great fun.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.